Hello, gentlemen, welcome back. This is a 2010 Mercury Milan, and customer complaint with the vehicle is simply that it doesn't have no AC. And what I did yesterday, I looked at the vehicle briefly, and I've noticed right away that the compressor and everything was running. It is actually running perfectly fine, not making any noises of any kind. And what I did notice on the system was that both sides are going high once the air conditioner is engaged, once the compressor is engaged, that is. So operation, it's functional. You turn it off, it turns the compressor off. Turn it on, the compressor comes on. Well, that part is good. To charge the static charge yesterday was also fine. I was looking at about 110, 115 pounds, which is going to be right. Well, actually, it was more than that. It was 135 pounds. But with the ambient temperature, the way it was outside, so that is correct. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I got to recover the system. I'm not going to bring you along for that. Let's see what's in it. My suspicion, and I'm going to act up on that suspicion. I'm a little bit in a hurry. Customer has to have the vehicle back. One of them works during the day, the other one works in the evening, so we'll have to get this this vehicle done. That should be a 13 millimeter here when you get ready for that, but more on that later. Oh, anyway, what I was going to say, I went ahead and before I messed up, I sourced an expansion valve. I forgot to order it, so I had to go get it in every town, traffic jams and all that good stuff. So I'm way behind, so I'm trying to push through here. I'll turn the camera back on in just a minute. Here we go. Give you a quick shot of this. In case you don't believe me, right there, we're looking at 90 pounds, both sides. So that should be good. Well, something in between. While this is recovering, I retired my old Harbor Freight ratchet, which is an okay ratchet other than the head flopping around. 90 tooth, nice and smooth, head's nice and small. Pivot is really tight. I like that. I mean, I don't think that. That's quite a bit of weight on there already, and there it goes. No, I mean, it holds pretty good, and it's got a great big bolt in it, much bigger than the one that you got in the Harbor Freight. We can crank down on that and probably tighten the sides up a little bit as well. Anyway, figure I'd throw that in there. Be a review coming up on that. Something I'm going to show you real quick. A lot of times I don't put that in my video, and I don't know how many people actually know that. That sticker right here, this tag right here, which says AC, that's your best guide to work on these systems. It says here the refrigerant used is 134A, and then here it gives you also a 1.4 pound, 22 ounces, or 1.4 pounds, it's the same thing. So, right there, it tells you everything that you need to know about the charge of the system, in case you didn't know that. Like I said, I suspected I suspect problems with the expansion valve. These are cheap. That's a quick job, really quick to do. Customer's not going to be out a lot of money if that fixes it. If not, we're going to have to do some further diagnostics. Of course, if that don't fix it, this video might not ever make it on YouTube anyway. No, nah, just kidding. I wouldn't do that. If that don't fix it, like I said, this is my suspicion that it's something to do with the expansion valve, hung open or whatever. But in any event, we'll have to do further diagnostic. If that don't fix it, I'm leaning toward that. That's a cheap fix, so we'll go from there. Give you a quick shot at this, our expansion valve. I don't know if you can see it over there. It sits in the firewall about like that. These are two what I believe to be 4 millimeter headed Allen screws. Could be something else. I don't remember, to be honest. So a few more seconds, and that should be ready to go for us. Bring the camera up closer. Get you in the right spot right there. Going to the filter now, draining the oil, if there's any oil came out of it. And that being said, if there was any oil coming out of it, that'll have to be replaced as well. So, by the looks of it, definitely some oil came out of it. About 2 ounces, by the looks of it. Now, 2 ounces, if it's an ounce, I'm not going to worry about it. 2 ounces, I'm going to worry about it. I'll put a little bit of pad 46 back in it. That's what goes in the system. Okay, we recovered 0.8 pounds, so that system was a little bit low. It'll still run perfectly fine on that charge. Go ahead and remove the lines here. System is definitely full of oil. That is a Torx, perhaps. That actually has got quite a bit of oil in it. Makes you wonder if it don't have too much oil in it. Yeah, that is a Torx. I was wrong. 25. Okay, well, it rusted pretty bad. Almighty. Alright, this ain't gonna fly either. We'll have to remove the stud. Another dumb Ford design. They used a Torx on the bolt, but then they use a hex on the stud, which on your replacement, it is not. Frankly, I don't know what size that is. I'm not going to guess at it. Like a 5.5 maybe. I don't know about this. That thing is soaked with oil inside. Hey, bud.
Hey.
Got a little interruption there. Sorry about that. I'll put the seals on. Well, I got one more to put on. Of course, kind of should go without saying, make sure that you lost the seal. Sorry. Make sure you don't get no dirt in the end there. I cannot believe I just lost the seal. Alright guys, I'm going to pause you up. I got some in the drawer. And that right there is the reason why I always buy AC kits when I do AC systems. Always buy the kits, you always have extras. And in a case like this here, where you just dropped the seal or something like that, guess what? You got one. Perfect. Put that back in there. Got a nut back on. Generally pretty straightforward. I don't like to lean over a vehicle like this, really. Always easy for me to put the legs on the lift under it real quick and lift them up a little bit, but you know, that ain't neither here nor there either. So I dropped the strap that goes around this one here. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm going to get cracking on recharging the system, proper amount, see what I got going on. I'm not going to leave the camera on for that either. I'm just going to, like I said, I'm just going to charge the system. While that's charging, I'm going to find my rubber strap. For those of you that are new to the process, I don't know that I've ever actually mentioned that. When we start vacuuming like this here, if you have a big vacuum pump, what I'm going to do here, you can turn yours off, make sure that it doesn't bleed back, but I'm going to pause mine. And I'm going to check my gauges and make sure that my gauges don't just rapidly come back. You know, we may be vacuuming on a system, it shows that it pulled a full vacuum, but in reality, it has a leak. So we wait for just a few seconds here, like 30 seconds, whatever, and verify, make sure our needle is not coming back up. Now, they generally, because once moisture enters the system, the needle will come up some until all the moisture is out of the system. Now, keep that in mind. When I say some, I don't mean go up to about 10 or whatever. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking just a little, maybe a needle width or something like that. They will come back. So I think this is good enough. Go ahead and finish vacuuming, charge the system, and I'll turn the camera back on. So, did my expansion valve. Immediately, I don't know if the camera will pick it up or whatever, but this is dripping, soaking wet. Cold, ice cold, what I'm getting at. So, that part of it is remedied, I think, I hope. We charged the vehicle with 1.4 pounds. So that's what this sticker is telling us, 1.4 pounds. So we got a proper charge in it. Now we have to verify, make sure that we get cold air. And in that lies the problem. By the way, just to show you that I'm not perfect either. Far from it. Matter of fact, I can't find the piece of rubber that clips in here. So we're not going to just leave it like that. I got me a hose right here. A heater hose that happens to fit this. So I'm going to go up against that, put a couple of zip ties around it, and that should be acceptable. I have looked everywhere. I was honestly unable to locate that thing. It's not on the floor. It's not anywhere here in sight. It fell right there. I don't know what happened. But like I said, this is perfectly acceptable. It's not going to rub. It ain't going to go nowhere. Snip that end off. I'm going to pause up the camera. Well, by the time I turned the camera on a while ago, I had to turn it right back off. The customer not intercepted me. Of course, I don't film my customers, but anyway, what I was saying is when I got in the vehicle, the blower wasn't working, and I thought, well, did I just do something wrong? So it turns out, so the customer never said anything about the blower. They just said it was blowing hot air. I want to clarify that. The customer stated it was blowing hot air. So hence the reason, my diagnostics, what I did. But now that the blower wasn't working, I was like, whoa, did I just do something that didn't need to be replaced? I thought, nah, surely not, can't be. So just for the heck of it, I was about to grab the screwdriver handle and go on the backside and tap on the blower motor. And sure enough, I never did that. Actually, I found a bundle of wires hanging down, and I touched the wires, the blower came back on, and immediately ice cold air followed. So actually, I don't know if I'm not 100% for sure that if I'm going to post this video right now, or post it as is, or I may wait till the car is coming back. I did recommend to the customer to go ahead and definitely get that checked, because I got wires on the bottom of it. They're getting warm to the touch. I also advised them it would probably be a good idea not to run the blower unless they absolutely have to. It is very hot out there, so I don't blame anybody for wanting to run their air conditioning. But with the wires getting warm, that kind of worries me a little bit. I did see some splices in the wires. Of course, I can only see so much. But we'll address that another day. Like I said, vehicle coming back, we'll get it in here. We're going to take that take the glove box out, all that good stuff, so we can actually see what's going on and take care of it from there. I appreciate everybody. Like, subscribe to the channel. You know, leave comments, do what it is you do, and we'll catch you on the next one. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, our Mercury Milan is back. I think I left off telling you about the blower not operating. Yeah, I know I did. So today, I just removed the glove compartment. That's all I've done. I'm gonna head in there. I'm gonna try to use my phone today. Hopefully that works out. So we'll see. Maybe I can do that without shaking you all over the place. I'm gonna pause this up a little bit. So like I said, I just literally just removed the glove box in this vehicle, and already I can see this. So I've noticed yesterday, I'm not going to run the vehicle, guys, so you have to take my word for it. I noticed yesterday I wiggle around on these wires right here, and the blower started and quit working. So this is where I'm at. So I don't know how to hold that right there so we can see, but anyway, let me get the first plug undone here. That should be our resistor. And I've noticed yesterday, right off the bat, I've noticed something hot. And focus, focus, focus. So right there, we got a hot plug. So I'm going to turn this camera off and see what I got to do to remove that. Get all that out of there. We're going to definitely want to fix these right here that look like, I mean, I don't know what they did right there. I have no idea. We'll have to investigate, because I see copper wire that's halfway broke and all that good stuff. You probably do too. Camera probably pick it up. But anyway, I'm gonna pause this up, see what we got to do. I'll show you this. So that's the blower resistor. You can see, I hope you can. Well, you should be able to see that. Right there is, actually, one of them is really burnt, and there's two of them that are getting hot. Need to make a determination whether it's going to be the plug that is bad, or what we got going on over here. They have definitely done a very poor job putting that on there, so we'll have to figure out what we're going to do here about these. These have been hot, and that is definitely the problem. I'm gonna have to do some digging, see if I can come up with a new plug-in, perhaps, maybe even have to replace this. I don't think we do. I'm gonna see about taking it apart. My thought process on this is, I wouldn't want to use it as is. I would like to try to get this apart, and at the very minimum, clean the contacts up. That plug seemed like it's fitting pretty loose. That's why I'm saying that. Okay. See the housing here. I have to remove this carefully. Pull back on the seal here. Well, it's easy if it all came off of it, so looks like we saved that. See this. Come on, zoom. Well, not zoom, but focus. There that is. So okay, I don't know if the camera can pick this up, but over here, that it actually got so hot the solder melted and the pin came out. Hopefully the camera can pick that up. See how on all of these you see these protruding edges from those pins. This pin here is significantly lower, and it came down. You see the slot there and the pin that has come down. So I don't know. I'm going to do a little bit more investigating, see if I can maybe resolder that. I know the resistor actually does work, but I'm going to have to do some investigating. I got to gather my thoughts on this. I'm going to give you a little bit of update. So, quick to make up my mind here. 4-terminal, cheap, like 36 bucks cheap. 5-terminal, like this one here is, $170. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and try to solder this back where it needs to be, and see if we can save the customer a little bit of money. Because I know the blower was working, so that part doesn't bother me. I am going to, however, source the connector for it when we make sure that everything is clean on this, so when we plug it in, we're in good shape. Go ahead and switch the camera over. I was able to solder that back in. I cleaned that. Focus. I don't know if I'm focusing or not, but anyway, I've cleaned the terminal on it. You know, I cleaned everything up. Got the, I guess it's plastic melted onto it or whatever that was. I got that off of it, but that still leaves the problem with the wire itself. Obviously, actually, something else I'm going to share with you too. Actually, it tells you what these pins are, and in fact, the first one here is the ground. The second one is a pulse width modulated signal. The third one is the battery positive feed coming in, and the pin that was affected here is actually our blower motor negative, is what that is, and that's the reason. That's also the reason why the blower motor quit. So that is the feed coming out of this little module here, going to our blower motor. That's the reason it wasn't operating. So the plug, a new plug I can get, but they're proud of them. They want 60 bucks for a plug like that. So I got to contact the customer and tell them the bad news. Hopefully this will survive at least. Pause that camera up again. Let me be clear on something. I'm not entirely blaming this on the poor install. This was a poor install, no doubt about that. But there's your connector, and I'm sorry I can't see if that focuses or not, because on that little screen in the camera, that's not gonna help me. But anyway, you see it's burned right here. I'm sure the camera can pick that part of it up. This is the motor feed right here, and I'm not saying that what the problem was, but if you can see inside this plug, I hope we can. The positive feed to the motor has only had a couple of strands of wire in it, and I'm not saying that's the culprit, you know, because the ground side is actually what's burnt in here. That's what done the damage. This plug is no good. We're going to have to replace that. I hadn't called the customer yet. I got to call them here in just a minute, tell them the bad news. It just is what it is. We're going to have to replace this thing. They could catch that car on fire, and that's going to be a little bit more expensive than this repair right here. Video is also for the customer, obviously. That's why I'm showing more of it. I removed the locking tab that retains the wire. Hopefully the camera can see that. That's burnt. Here is the wire end. It is completely burnt. It's got plastic melted onto it, and on the inside it is black as well. Like I said, don't know if the camera can get that. I don't know. So figured I shared that as well. Alright, so we've got a new plug. I got it plugged into the module, and I'm not going to film that part, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in, get all that soldered up, throw some shrink wrap around all of that, of course, and we'll go from there. Although I knew it was right, it was wired correctly, I went ahead and double checked my wire collars and all that good stuff. This is the blower motor plug itself. This is what all of it will look like. I'm not going to film that part underneath once that's put together. I use a shrink wrap that's got sealer in it, or essentially what it is hot glue. So not only does it wrap around it, it seals the wire itself. So as you see, I got them sticking right here. So I got to go. 2 of these you can do outside the vehicle, obviously, and then 3 of them will have our relay power, actually our ground. If you're doing it at home, the A is the ground, the B is the control, that's your control wire, and then the C is this one right here. That is going to be our feed from the relay. So just in case you want to know that. I know you guys can be a tough crowd, so here's what I got. There's my solder joint. We got 1 more to go. So didn't want to film it, but I guess I'm going to. Like I said, sometimes people just ask all these questions. So there you go. Let's see if I can show you. I think the camera's going to be able to pick this up. Whoop. You should be able to see that sealant coming out of there. You should be able to see that. Well, you can clearly see it right here. Of course, it's hot. It's hot glue. So anyway, there's that part of it. So these are some pretty heavy wires. I added a little bit more Scotch 55 plus on it. That's the 3M mix set. I buy the Harbor Freight electrical tape. I do a lot with it in an engine compartment, stuff that don't amount to anything, stuff that doesn't have to be protected. I use it, like I said, a lot, but when it comes to electrical wires and all that good stuff like that, I prefer the 3M 33 plus, pretty good stuff. This one here, I just happen to have it. I think it's 55 plus. It's a lot more weather resistant and all that good stuff, but anyway, you see that on other videos that I've done. So moving on, I got to tuck all that in, get it all connected up, turn the camera back on. All right, now the wires dangling in the footwell here where they had them, down here, they were all hanging loose down here. That ain't going to work for me either. That's what the other shop did. My wires are tucked in right there. I got a couple of zip ties on it holding that all up. Blower motor right now is blowing low. And we want to reach down here because immediately yesterday when I touched that, that was hot. So let's go ahead and, now my blower turned on. Now you can't hear. Oh well, you just have to get over it. This is low. One more. Well, you can't hear now because that. Like I said, my blower turned on, so you can't hear. So anyway, this is low. Up one. Up one. Up one. Up one. Up one. Up one. Well, that's actually high right here. So I'll run that for a few minutes. Sorry about the shaking. Now I can tug on the wire, wiggle the wire. There's no loss like I had yesterday on the blower motor. Sorry, I'm yelling. I got my mouth over the mic. So there's nothing getting hot. Like I said yesterday, immediately that wire was smoking hot. So wires are nice and cool. Blower operation is working, so good enough. I'm gonna put the glove compartment back in it and call it. I'm broke a sweat. Climbing around underneath the daggum glove box is really not something I look forward to. But anyway, I still got the blower on. We're gonna leave that on for a little bit. Pull the vehicle outside. Done with that. Let the customer know it's done. Well, I guess that's about it. So we appreciate everybody. Like, subscribe, put some comments in the comment box. We'll see you on the next one. One more thing, working on that vehicle, trim some of the wire off. You can easily trim quite a bit more than this. You can probably add another 2 or 3 inches to this length right here. I'd trim them off. I don't want all that crap hanging underneath.